In this video, we're going to learn about pandas dtypes or data types. Dtypes is an attribute. Okay, so let me go ahead and get into IPython. And I'm going to import pandas as PD. I'm going to create a dictionary. This is a dictionary. So type, it's a dict or dictionary. And I'm going to convert this dictionary into a data frame, and that's the command. And now we can do df to view the data frame. Okay, so let's now talk about data types. So dtypes allow us to view the kind of data each column has. So for example, a column can have number, text or string, or true or false, Boolean values. Okay, and we can check the data types by doing df dtypes. So like I said before, dtypes is an attribute, so that's why we're not adding parentheses. So these are the data types that we have in this data frame. So device ID is integer or int64. That's what Pandas is doing by default. Device name is object or string. Price is integer. IsActive is bool or boolean. So these are the data types. Okay. So these are the common pandas data types. So integers, floating point numbers, object or strings, and true or false, which are Boolean values. Now let's talk about converting data type. And we use astype to convert one data type into another. So here we are converting the price column into float. So from integer to float. And this is the command. So df, which is the data frame, the column number, dot astype. So astype is a method, so we are passing the word float in it. Okay, so again, that's how you convert a integer into float. Okay, let me copy and paste this command, and now we can do df dtypes, and let's now check the price. So it's now float. Before it was integer here. Okay. Now let's convert integer to string. And here device ID is currently a integer, and we are converting it into string. And this is the command. So astype again, and we are passing in the characters str or string. Okay, let me go ahead and copy and paste this line of code. Let's now do df dtypes. So device type, it's currently integer. So let's now do df dtypes again, and it's now object or string. Okay, next let's convert string to numeric. So we are creating a new data frame called df2, and we are passing in a dictionary. And let's now check its data types. Yeah, it's a object. So now we can convert it into integer. So this is the command. astype again, and we pass in int or integer. Now let's do df dtypes. It's now integer or int64. Earlier it was object or string. Okay, so there is ways to handle errors. In this case, we are, let me actually just copy and paste this code here. So we have a new data frame called df3, and that's the contents. And instead of using astype int, we are using to numeric. method or function. Yeah. So this is the command or syntax. So we call that toNumeric function and we pass in the column, right? This is the column, and we say errors coerce. So this is just to make the invalid values become NaN or not a number. So let me go ahead and copy and paste this line of code and df. So yeah, it worked because we are using the toNumeric function. If we used astype int, we will have an error. Let's talk about converting string dates into real-time objects. And we are using toDateTime function. Let me go ahead and copy and paste this line of code, which is another data frame called df4. And this is now the contents. And if we do df for dtypes, it's an object. So it's basically string. And now we can convert it into real-time objects. And this is the command here. Okay, so now let's check the data types, and now it's datetime 64. Before it was object. Okay, so these are the key takeaways from this video. So dtype or types tell you the type of data in each column, and we use the attribute dtypes to check the column types. And these are the column types. So integer, float, object or string, bool or boolean, and data in datetime. And we use astype method to convert data types. And we use the toNumeric function for safer numeric conversions, and toDateTime for timestamps. So it's very important in logs and networking data. And we use errors coerce to turn invalid values into NaN, not a number, instead of the code crashing. All right, so that's all I wanted to cover in this video. If you found this video useful, don't forget to hit like, subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye for now.